Merry meet everyone and welcome back to my channel. I thought that I would show you a page in my personal book of shadows. No one has really been able to look in this specific book, but I was recently asked where to start when you want to actually start practicing magic or doing rituals and incantations and spells. Well, the first place I told them to start was study the 7 laws of magic. And they said, "What are the 7 laws of magic?" That is one of the very first things I learned when I first joined, or when I first started really practicing magic. And it has really helped me be able to grow within my own faith. It also keeps me safe and others safe around me. So I thought I would show you what I have written in my personal book of shadows on the 7 laws of magic. Okay, so here are the 7 laws of magic. The first one is thou shalt not kill. Obviously, it wouldn't be a very good thing because there is the threefold law where if you send something out, it comes back to you threefold. Well, think about it. If you kill someone, you're going to die a very, very horrible death. So don't even bother with it. The second law is thou shalt not transform others. Again, the 3-form law. And also, it's just rude. Why would you transform someone if you don't have their consent? If you are going to transform someone, please make sure that you don't, unless you have their permission and they're willing. The third one is thou shalt not invade the mind of another. Again, this one is more along the lines of if you have their permission and they are willing, I'm sure you're fine, but don't do it. I know there are some people who believe they can just go into someone's mind willy-nilly and do whatever they want. No, it is wrong. You don't want to do something like that. It could potentially harm you and the other person. Law number 4 is thou shalt not enthrall another. Again, with the threefold law, if you send something out, like, let's say a love spell to make someone love you, and they don't actually have that feeling, it could end very badly. An example I know, it's a movie example, but it pretty much shows you what I'm talking about. In The Craft, when Sarah performs a love spell on one of the male characters and he tries basically kidnapping her and he ends up hurting her and such, there is no way to actually bring it back. The 5th law, thou shalt not reach beyond the borders of life. Now that's getting into some dark territory. That would be more along the lines of black magic, like necromancy and curses and such. And I know some of you are going to say, well, there is no white or black magic. There is just energy. Energy is energy. Actually, there is white and black magic. It's just, it has to be within the heart of the witch who is using it. That makes it black or white. And reaching beyond the borders of life, that is very dangerous. You could become lost if you tried. So just remember, don't do anything stupid. And now it's not focusing. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Why aren't you focusing? Autofocus. Come on, focus. Oh, it's not focusing. Okay. Law 6. Thou shalt not swim against the currents of time. Well, I think that one's pretty much self-explanatory. It is pretty much said well in the Harry Potter movies, even though that is not what true magic looks like. When someone goes against, messes with time, does not end well for them. And the final law is thou shalt not open the outer gate. I really haven't found a good explanation for this one. One of my pagan friends did tell me, though, to not even attempt traveling to the outer gate. It could release something very bad. It could bring something very terrible onto our world, and just not to mess with it. This is just a little note I wrote to myself, do not break. And then these are just some symbols. Here's the horned god. Here is the maid, the mother, and the crone. Here is a pentacle, the symbol for Hades, and the name of Loki written in runes. So, I hope you guys like this video. If you have any other suggestions, leave them in the comments below. This will probably be the only page I actually show you out of this, unless I transfer some of the stuff in here to my factual grimoire. But mostly what I put in here is stuff I don't want others really to see. There is also the Wiccan Rede, the Threefold Law, and the 13 Principles. I think the 13 Principles of a Wiccan. Not sure. They go basically along the same lines as this. This is just a, I don't want to say dumbed down, more of a one kind of fits all format for other pagans as well. But I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you later. Blessed be.